Reading and writing. Reading is not a skill guaranteed to us by evolution. It's way too recent. It involves a particular use of our eyes that occurs nowhere else, and the exact use will vary depending on the language. For instance, Hebrew and Arabic speakers read from right to left, so people who know those languages have to use their eyes very differently. Students also don't have to read much anymore, as information is available in videos, and careful reading can be done by AI for them. Even better, AI will write for them as well. So getting your student to read means coming up against motivation and a lack of practice, not just mental, but physical. If you can motivate a student to read, they will still come up against their limitations and will be easily discouraged. Several principles can help. Principles for reading. Even though it's counterintuitive, it's easier to read something 3 times than once. If you have something long and complicated that you have to read, it's a good idea to scan it first. Just run your eyes over it once and see what sticks. Your eyes are much cleverer than you think and will take in information at a fast speed. If you can get an overview of what you're reading with a quick scan, it will be much easier to read it in detail. Let your eyes fly over the page at the speed where you can still make out the words. If something catches your eye, a word, a sentence, make a note of it or say it into a recording device. These little spots will give you something to hang on to the next time you read. For your second time through, read at a conversational pace. See where you understand the words easily and where you blank out. No need to beat yourself up if you blank out. Just highlight those spots for more detailed reading next time. If you're highlighting the entire thing, go back to the quick scan. Let's say you've gotten something out of what you've read and you know what pieces you're blanking on. What's stopping you from getting those blanky spots? Is it vocabulary? Words to look up? Is it a concept you don't understand? Is it just written badly? It's time to solve those problems. Figure out what words are stopping you, what ideas are throwing you. If they're too hard, this is where you can ask for help and get it. Principles for writing. Why write when AI can do it for you? Well, rather than go into the long explanation for why writing is good for you, I'll leave it for now at the fact that you have an assignment that must get done, and you're being asked to write it yourself. Even if you're allowed to use AI as a prompt to get started, you'll still have to get it into the finished state by yourself, or you'll be accused of stealing or plagiarizing. In the near future, the laziest, least successful people will be using AI to do their work for them. The most successful people will be using AI to help them do the work themselves, only better. You have to have writing abilities of some kind if you want AI to maximize them. Here are the principles of writing. First draft, revise, polish. Just as with any assignment, the first priority is getting something done. Write a first draft and let it be anything it turns out to be. Nonsense, garbage. Then let it rest a while. Walk away, go to sleep, or at least take a break. You should never show anyone your first draft. Do one revision first. How do you revise? You return to your first draft and begin looking for anything that's good. It might be a sentence, a paragraph, or most of what you've written. Keep the good parts, throw out the bad parts. You'll end up with your second draft. If it's just a sentence, you'll need to add a lot to it, but you'll be adding to something that you like instead of just writing at random. Be brave and get it written so you can start asking for help. If you have the opportunity to turn in your second draft to get feedback from a teacher, a parent, or a friend, do it. Take the comments you get and follow the suggestions you agree with, or follow them all if you don't know what you think. If you can't get feedback, there are ways to give yourself feedback. Read your work into a recording device and listen to it, or make a video of yourself reading. See what makes sense and what you would change. Here's a weird game to play. Read it backwards, last sentence, second to last sentence, etc., and see if anything catches your attention. That's something you might want to change. You can repeat this process and make as many drafts as you have time for. The more you do it, the better your work will be, up to a point. You'll notice that after a few drafts, the number of changes you make gets smaller and smaller. You decide when it's done based on your opinion or on feedback from someone else. Writing example. Write about a time when you had strong feelings and what you did with them. Here's my first draft. I don't know why I'm doing this. My teacher told me I had to write something. I hate mothballs. There's no love. OMG. What am I doing? What am I doing? WTF am I doing? Sometimes people get angry. I hate it when people yell. Y'all need to stop yelling for real. When people yell, they should listen to each other. Maybe they find something that works. You suck, boy. Out of that, I'm keeping a couple of sentences. Sometimes people get angry. They should learn to listen to each other. Maybe they find something that works. I'll make a second draft. Sometimes people get angry. We don't know why they get angry, they just do. They yell a lot and nothing ever gets better. Maybe it could get better if they listen to each other. They should listen to each other, maybe they find something that works. Nobody said it would be easy. People don't listen to each other because they both talking at the same time. If they take turns, it would be a lot easier. So they should take turns. I'll show this to a teacher and get comments.
Hey, Adam, this is a good start. I like the idea of asking people to listen to one another. Maybe you could come up with 3 ways to get people to listen when they don't want to. Watch out for run-on sentences and punctuation errors.
I'll make a third draft. Sometimes people get angry. We don't always know why they get angry. They yell a lot and it seems like nothing ever gets better. Maybe it could get better if they would listen to each other. If they should listen to each other, maybe they could find something that would work. Nobody said it would be easy, but you have to start with something. Sometimes people don't listen to each other because they are both talking at the same time. If they take turns, it would be a lot easier, so they should take turns. Sometimes people don't listen because they don't care. It's important to let your friend know you care about what they are saying. Then they'll listen to you too. Sometimes people don't listen because no one is listening to them. Maybe you should listen first and then talk. Maybe your friend will hear you better after they have let it all out. One time, my friend and I had a big argument. We yelled a lot, but in the end, it was okay. Other drafts? Yes, this could be better. If there's time, we can make it better. If there isn't, at least we have something we wrote that answers the assignment.